people want to see if he squats with you.
He's gonna squat.
No. No,
Not
he doesn't.
yet.
Not yet.
Not
Yeah,
yet.
exactly. There's
There he is, little guy.
Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Rob from The Gay Guy Plays, and today on #confirmed, we are digging into Devstream 118 for all of the non-Garuda goodies. Now, if you're wondering, where the hell is all of the Garuda information? Well, I actually made a separate video just dedicated to her because there was a lot of info dropped and a lot of things to chat about. So I'll go ahead and leave a card in the top corner for you guys to go ahead and click on, as well as a link in the description box, just in case you guys want to get all of the juices flowing on that one. Regardless, with that aside, let's go ahead and jump on into the rest of the info. Alright, so starting things off, they did give us a window of release for Fortuna. They did say that it will be coming out in November. So hopefully we'll see it earlier in November than later in November, because as you guys know, kind of like after Halloween happens, like the rest of the year is gone. It just zips by super duper fast. So hopefully we'll get it sooner than later. Next thing they did is they showed us some really nice concept art for the deluxe skin of Atlas and his Rumblers. This is another collaboration between Liger Zanuka, who did the, oh my god, the Nidus skin that was absolutely gorgeous, and also the Ninja skin. So both of those two, now he's gonna get Atlas under his belt as well. I think this one looks really cool, very geotic. And the one thing that I'm always going to point out whenever I see one of these concept arts from him is like, how is that going to work in game? But they managed with Nidus, and they also managed with Ninja. Those were both like fucking hits out of the park, so I can't wait to see what they end up doing with the Atlas variant, because it looks super duper cool. They said that they would have to kind of tweak a couple things because they need some joints to work, but regardless, it looks dope as all hell. Moving on to some more customization news. We have operator outfits. They went ahead and showed 4 different types that they would be actually bringing in with Fortuna, and I'm gonna be honest with you, there are a couple I really like the 4th set with the hat and then like the scarfy stuff, and I kind of like the one with the side skirt. I want to know what team you guys are on down in the comments below, because there are some interesting looks there. Now, the other thing that I wanted to chat about when it comes to operators is the fact that they are now going to have kind of like loadout slots in your arsenal, so you'd be able to swap through their different loadouts. I guess they're going to be introducing those ones so that you'll be able to, you know, put on your Eidolon hunting one, put on your general hunting one, yada yada, and so on and so forth. So we'll be seeing that. Later in the dev stream, they actually went ahead and addressed an audience question that asked, are we going to be getting more abilities for operators in Fortuna? Now, unfortunately, they said that no, we would not be getting new operator abilities. However, there would be new amps available to the operators there. So that's definitely going to be cool and really interesting, because I'm assuming that we're going to be able to mix and match, hopefully, from the amps that we found in, oh my god, what is it called? Cetus. And hopefully we'll be able to mix and match those with the ones in Fortuna to be able to create like the ultimate amp, and that would be really freaking dope. Now, moving along, we were going to go ahead and chat about some of the reworks that they've got listed out, because you know they went and showed Garuda and they're like, okay, we got some new stuff, but what about the old stuff, right? And they did confirm some things that they had on paper, some of the things that they've actually implemented into the the dev build, but not really have anything to show for it quite yet. So they talked about Nyx. For everybody who's been begging for a Nyx rework, this one sounds really freaking good. So she's actually going to get a new passive, which is fantastic. It's actually going to be an accuracy debuff on enemies that are shooting at her. So it's going to be a little bit harder for them to kill Nyx, which is going to be, I guess it's going to work hand in hand with Chaos, because most enemies won't be shooting at you anyway. They'll be shooting at each other, but the few that do are going to have a harder time to take you down. Also, there's like Assimilate Nyx, so really, I don't know how much of a help that's going to be, but it's a thing. Next thing they're playing around with is for her first ability, Mind Control. They're actually going to let you, their verbiage was a little bit odd on this, so I'm not sure if they're going to let you charge up the ability. Then the longer you charge it, you'll be able to shoot at your actual mind controlled target to give them a damage boost, or if it's just you cast it and then you have a grace period of time where you can shoot at the at the enemy for that damage boost. So think of it kind of like, you know, when you have Rhino's Iron Skin and you cast Iron Skin and you have that 4 seconds of invulnerability, and then you accumulate all of the damage that is sent your way. Well, it's going to be the same thing for your mind controlled target. However, instead it's going to affect damage output. So they were saying, you know, if you get in a whole bunch of hits with some high damage weapons, you're literally going to turn your mind controlled target into this walking like death machine. So I'm very excited to see how that all plays out in action, because mind control has felt, I mean, it's not bad. It's another body on the field, and I always think about it this way. If there's another body on the field for enemies to shoot at, that means they're not shooting at me, so that's kind of good. But now that body is going to be able to fire back even more lethally than it was before. Next up is the big change that I think everybody is super duper excited about. Psychic Bolts is going to be changed, and it's going to be a duration-based debuff that will strip enemy defenses. So that means enemy armor, that means enemy shields, it's gonna slow infested, and it's going to shut down Eximus auras, so it's not gonna affect everybody else. So that's really actually pretty fucking cool, and that is very, very powerful. I can't wait to see that in action, because that may actually make me pick up Nyx now. We also got Chaos, which is gonna stay the same, and then they said that they're just gonna go ahead and change some of the math on Absorb. So can't wait to see that. The first two changes do sound very, very promising. Next up, they have Titania, which I'm very excited about, except for this first one. Razor Wing will get a vacuum. I'm slightly paranoid about that because, as you guys know, I run Energize on Titania and I run Flow. So if I'm vacuuming up orbs at too large a space, now if they give us like the normal 3-meter vacuum that we have on normal Warframes, fine. Whatever, I can manage that. But what I can't manage is an innate 12-meter vacuum, because that's going to fuck up like trying to dodge orbs and stuff like that, to kind of be able to store a bunch of orbs up, you know, leave them on the battlefield for a little bit and then pick them up when I actually can use them. So like, if you're gonna do Razor Wing vacuum, make sure it's not big. I'm just saying. Lantern, now this one is going to be a very, very interesting change, which I welcome. Lantern will tether up to 4 enemies, so you'll be able to recast Lantern up to 4 times, and they would actually be able to hold button to destroy all. They also said something about Lantern not kind of being as floaty, so hopefully we'll be able to see that. But that is really, really cool to be able to have a Lantern in an area and to be able to kind of like hold down multiple points. Like, that is hardcore. Like, that is really, really increasing freaking Titania's usability, because legitimately toss them in a choke point and boom, enemies are just drawn to it and they're there like sitting ducks. I absolutely fucking love it. The next thing that they wanted to change about her too is that tributes would give you full stacks to begin with, so you get a full power buff, whatever it is, whether it's the accuracy debuff that's going on, whether it is the, what else is the other one? There's another one. There's the slow debuff on enemies, and so on and so forth. So all of those ones, instead of having to stack up multiple variants of that, all you have to do is get one and then get another one in order to refresh the duration of that buff. So full power tribute buffs. I love it. I'm really excited for that. The next thing that they wanted to go ahead and add in, which I think kind of is a good transition, is fetch. So they went ahead and showed off the statistics of usage, and I'm glad to see the Smita is slowly climbing up in the ranks as it should. And Helios, can't hate on Helios. Helios does the job that I don't want to do, which is scan shit. So now they're actually going to be adding a type of vacuum that will be able to be available on the companions. So you'll be able to have it on your Kubros, on your Kavats. I'm gonna be honest with you, I personally would not waste a single fucking like polarity slot on that, whether it's mod points. Nah, get that shit away from me, it's weak sauce. But if other people want to use it, it's an option for you now, all right? I'm not even going to make a side content, but a side comment on that, but you know who you are. Casual! Moving on, let's go ahead and take a look at the Moas that are actually available in Fortuna. So this one was actually really, really cool. We got to see the construction of a full Moa, and I've got a lot of info on that for you guys. So first and foremost, your Moas will be able to equip Sentinel weapons. So if you've got some Sentinel weapons you've invested some Forma in, or even those Prime weapons, good on you, because you'll be able to use them here. The heads will give you the precepts. So when you buy a Moa head, there's 3 different heads that are available. They will give you the precepts, but be aware that the precepts can be used on any Moa. So it's just the head will get you the precepts, and then you can use those precepts on any other head that you want to. They said that they were interchangeable, so don't even worry about it if you like a specific head. If you like your head a specific way, don't worry. They'll be able to service you. Moving along, they have, so I got the description of some of the heads. So the Aloro head has the Tractor Beam and Hacker precepts, so it's considered the utility one. The Paramoa has Tether Mine and Lift Bomb, which is the offensive one. And the last Moa, which is the top hat one, I'm assuming is going to be the tanky one, but they didn't hover over it, so I didn't get to get you any information on that. However, we did get some information on the Tether Mine and Lift Bomb that is coming with the Paramoa. So the Tether Mine is a deployable that tethers all enemies in 10 meters. After 3 seconds, all enemies still in range get pulled to the grenade's position and are knocked down. So if you guys play Overwatch, it's basically like one of Arisa's moves where she fires off that ball and then it kind of yanks all of the enemies together. We got to see it in action on the Devstream, so that was really, really cool. And there's a Lift Bomb, a projectile that unleashes a spatial anomaly, temporarily reversing gravity in a 1 meter radius and inflicting 20 impact damage. The thing about that is this is unranked mod, so keep that in mind. It might be a bigger radius, it might be more damage, but regardless, it's more of a CC ability anyway that kind of keeps enemies floating in air. I wonder if it's almost going to be like Titania's Spellbind, where they just kind of hover. Woo-hoo. Now, they also showed off, so that was the helmet. That was the head section. Now they have the core, which is the next part that you guys get to select. The only one that we really got to see was the Drex core, which gives strong shields but light armor. So I'm sure there's going to be some variations there. So we've got the head, we've got the core, then we've got the gear. The gear looks to be some sort of weapon or support kind of thing going on, because they went ahead and did a couple of the different ones, and I got to get some information on that. So we had the Munit gear, which generates a random ammunition type that the player is carrying over 20 seconds. So I don't know if they're feeding you ammo or if it's being loaded directly into your weapon, but that's kind of cool. The Hextra gear gives a burst energy rifle, fires 6 rounds over 2 seconds, then waits 2 seconds to reload, has a high critical chance, accuracy, and puncture damage. They've got the Cryo gear, which is a continuous beam weapon that deals cold damage and fires for 6 seconds, then has to wait 4 seconds to recharge. Harpin gear is a grappling hook and pulls an enemy within 15 meters to the Moa and has a 10-second cooldown. So all of these gear things, I'm assuming, are supplemental weapons on top of the Sentinel weapons that you'll be able to equip on them. Then the last part is the bracket. So this is actually the first, 4-part item that we've seen, and these ones set the polarity mods. So that's a thing. The Moas looked absolutely adorable. The animations are very, very endearing, and to make them even more endearing, they have added in something into their animations. They actually get some unique animations via their emotion modules. They have sounds and reactions that are unique to each of these modules. So one is aggressive, one is inquisitive, and one is sensitive. So I don't know if I want a sensitive Moa. I don't know if I want an aggressive Moa. Can I have a sleepy Moa? Like one that always kind of looks like it's drunk a little bit. That's what I want. Or a sassy Moa that kind of has a little bounce in its strut, And every time you kill an enemy, it's like, cute little things like that. However, I do feel very strongly like they were influenced by Bastion in this. A lot of Overwatch references lately. Anyway, so that is one of the other cool things. Next thing, we're going to go ahead and move into Orvalis real quick. They've done some changes to the bounties there, which I find kind of cool and kind of fascinating. They've made some of the bounties a bit broader, because as you guys know, the way that bounties work now is kind of go to this area and do this very specific thing. This one is going to be a little bit different. So one of the examples that they used was, instead of go to this area and kill the specific thing, they said kill a specific enemy type, but it applies to the entire Orvalis. So wherever you are, wherever you've decided to go, It might say kill a bunch of crewmen, or it might say kill a bunch of drones. As long as you are in the Orb Valis and you accomplish that, however you accomplish it, it'll count and progress you to the next step of the bounty. So a couple of the examples they had was loot a certain amount of credits, kill a specific enemy type, or locate a certain camp. So those are going to be new and added in amongst some of the normal ones. So I think that's good to give a little bit of variation when it comes to the bounties. You know, the more, what does it say? The variety is the spice of life. And you know, it's cold out there, so you want to get nice and spicy to keep warm. The last little bit that I wanted to go ahead and cover is mining. And I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I feel like this is potentially the most important change that you guys need to be aware of, because I am in the hashtag mining team. Like, forget team fishing, it's all about team mining here, so get on hashtag team mining. Mining has gotten a change, and basically what you do this time around is, instead of like tracing around the actual shape of the gem, which I feel kind of sad because I like tracing around the gems. I don't know about the rest of you guys, it felt very therapeutic. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna use the laser and you're gonna heat up the gem, and you're gonna see a little like circle. It's gonna have a little color pad on it, and you're gonna see this little, I guess you would say, this bar that kind of floats around to the side. And what you want to do is you want to get the laser to hit that bar. You don't want to go past it, you don't want to go short, but if you get it in that bar, you'll have the potential to get gems. So basically this is more of a way to get you more stuff, because what they were showing was when you farmed up that gem, you didn't just get one like ore type, you got multiple ore types. So that was really, really cool to be able to get more ores at once. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I find it super like calming, super tranquil to farm some ores. Of course, it's not the best use of my time. I could be playing a lot of other things out there, but this is a nice break from it all. So regardless, let me know how you guys feel about all the things that you've seen so far. Are you excited for the reworks? Are you excited for your Moas? Oh yeah, by the way, the Moa squats. It's fucking adorable. I don't know if it really, is something that I'm that concerned about. I want my gems. But that's about it for me for now. Leave all of your feelings down in the comments below. Let me know what reworks you are looking really forward to. But yeah, as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body. If you guys are looking for that, that Garuda info, don't forget to check out that other video as well, alright? I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!